Well, welcome everybody to the Board of Metropolitan Police Commission regular meeting for Tuesday, February 2nd, 2021 at 7 p.m. Let's call this meeting to order. I'm going to ask we'll have to do roll call, but if you will all raise your hands so that Jody can acknowledge you when we do a vote moving forward, that would be great. So Bill Fletcher, here. John Nixon.
Here.
John is here.
Up, Jody.
John is here. His hand is up. Kevin Foley.
Here.
Here we have a quorum. Susan Austin is here. If everyone would please join us now for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America,
to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice
for all.
Thank you
That's
to our
pretty awesome.
neighborhood kids for taking care of that. I'll make a motion that we certify the executive session that was to discuss only those items that had been noticed for it. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye and raise your hand. Bill Fletcher. John Nixon.
Aye.
Kevin Foley.
Aye.
Susan Austin. Aye. Motion carries 4-0. I would need to make a motion to amend the agenda as presented. I need to add, please, item number under new business and item number E, a resolution for signatures, and an item number F, status of an existing employee. And then under 7, include a new C, which is the year-end report, and D, updated policies.
I would second all additions.
Okay, Bill seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye when I call your name and raise your hand. Bill Fletcher,
Aye.
Kevin Foley,
Aye.
John Nixon,
Aye.
Susan Austin, aye. Okay, motion carries 4-0. Agenda is amended. And if we, next up is to approve the meetings from the prior minutes, which would include the October 7th, 2020 meeting and December 2nd, 2020 meeting.
I make a motion to approve prior meeting minutes of October and December.
Do we have a second?
Kevin will second it.
Seconded by Kevin. All in favor signify by saying aye and raising your hand. Bill Fletcher,
Aye.
Kevin Foley,
Aye.
John Nixon,
Aye.
and Susan Austin, aye. Motion carries. Okay, we have, next up is the public request to speak. Glenn, did you receive anything? Do we have anyone who wants to say anything?
As of right now, I've received nothing in the chat and no emails from anybody.
Okay, then we'll go on, we'll move forward. Item number 3, the presentations. Do we have anyone here from the Boone County Communications to present? Okay. Well, let's go on to the agency monthly report, and Scott, take it away.
Thank you, Commission. Since we canceled the January meeting, we have 2 monthly reports, one December and one for this year's January. December was quite busy. I'll just hit the highlights versus going through this entire thing. But we definitely want to give a big thank you to the community and businesses. We received a ton of food and goodies and cards from many people over the Christmas holiday. We had our Santa escort parade, whatever you want to call it. That I think was a nice event. Most of you probably saw that in your neighborhood, and we've heard nothing but good things over that. Numbers generally do go down in December, and this past December was no different. As you can see, case reports were down, citations were down. That happens literally every December. I know even our guys, they don't like to write a lot of tickets in December with the Christmas right around the corner. And but investigations was still quite busy. Training wise, the canines are always putting in their hours. We did a department-wide cyber training to help identify potential fraudulent emails. We're always big and being proactive in those types of trainings. And we finally started our defensive tactics monthly training back in December. But in December, we had to do our taser research that we do every year, and all the less lethal things that we do year to year. January slowed down a little bit. The one item under the general updates, we were all very excited to get going. Officer Gibbons, we put her in charge of last year, getting a peer support program up and running. We finally have that implemented, and it went out to all of our people last month in January. And she did a really good job putting that thing together. So that's pretty exciting for us. The fleet, the in-car cameras that we purchased back in August, I believe, we finally got the company out here to train Jeff and Marlon from the garage. They did the training last month, and they are constantly getting in the vehicles and getting those outfitted. Hopefully here in the next month, we have in-car cameras in all of our vehicles. Along with waiting on equipment to come in, we just received our ballistic vests and helmets that you so graciously let us purchase last year. And those are being handed out to all of our people so that they can utilize them. So the January case reports, you'll see that's back up. Actually, that's even up for most of last year, 68 case reports versus 43 in December. That's getting pre-COVID case report level right there. So it was a busy January. Domestics were up. Hopefully, I feel like they've slowed down the last month or week and a half, but they were pretty bad there right after the holidays. Arrest reports were up. Citations were way up, and reserve hours went down a little bit, but there's some other factors in play there with people handling some things with their families at home. So you see investigations pretty much stayed the same, and training, we're going to be that portion of the report is going to continue to grow. We're doing a lot of trying to get to where we're doing a lot more on-duty training, whether it's even if it's just for an hour pulling people in. We're trying to cut down on the comp time, overtime, and having people come in off work and utilize them while they're here, and we can bring them in for an hour, and it really doesn't affect anything else. Any questions to do with the monthly reports? Okay.
No, great.
Moving on to old business, you all received the cyber forensics MOU. You know, this is a long time coming. We were finally in a position to go ahead, and I reached out to the other department heads, and they have all since signed this document. We will be having a meeting here in the coming weeks with whoever they've identified from their department who they would like to see come down and work out of the cyber division. And we're just kind of putting our heads together and see how that works. I think it's going to be a very evolving collaboration amongst the departments. Essentially, they can come down here, use our equipment, help our staff, we'll help them. And it doesn't change a whole lot what we're doing. It's just giving them somewhere to go and utilize some extra equipment. But that has been taken care of. And I know that was a long time coming. Moving on to new business. The first item would be review and approve new invoices. The only invoice I have this month is the gray shift invoice. This is a recurring invoice that we have every year in the amount of $18,000. I have received $10,000 from Lebanon. I'm sorry, $5,000 from Lebanon and $5,000 from Zionsville, with the other $2,500 coming from the prosecutor's office, which I should have any day. Those have already been put into our account, Susan. So we'll pay the 18, and however that works, we invoiced all those departments. So
Okay.
I just move that you would approve that. So, and we ended up having to, since we missed last month's meeting, we're going to figure out something next year. We got an extension on this, but this needed paid yesterday, quite honestly. So really want to get it approved so I can get the check sent out to them.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I'd make a motion to approve the invoice for a total of 18,000, but only leaving us a balance of 5,500, it sounds like.
Do we have a second?
Second.
John seconded. So any other discussion on this? If none, we'll move to a vote. Bill Fletcher? He's a yes. Kevin Foley?
Aye.
John Nixon?
Aye.
Aye. And Susan Austin, aye. It carries 4-0.
Thank you, Commission. Item B under new business is review and adopt the 2021 department goals. I have to thank the captain for helping out a great deal on putting these together. I really don't want to say, I'm sure you've all had a chance to look them over, highlight a couple. And if you have any questions about anything specifically, we can go in more in depth. But one of the big things I think we've tried to do the last couple of years, and we've fallen a little short, but about the fourth one down is we want to get our bike patrol officers out on the Big Four Trail a lot more than what they currently are. So you will definitely see that happening this summer. And I've already spoken to Chief Westrich at the fire department, and the two of us are going to get together, and we really want to bring the two departments closer together on a lot of the benefit packages that we each have. We do some things better than they do. They do some things better than we do. And we definitely need to get those a little closer. It'll help with, recruiting and it'll help in a lot of areas, I think. That's under the community relations section. Under department growth and expansion, we are in the midst of sending some new FTOs, field training officers, to a class in March. We are shorthanded on that, and especially with the new hires we're getting ready to put on. So probably most likely going to be sending 3 people through FTO school, and that they will join the other new FTOs from last year. So that's just building upon the department. That I consider that definitely a leadership role in the department. So that's pretty exciting for us. I'd like to expand the K9 team by at least 1, if not 2 this year. And with the goal of having a K9 on each shift versus just on night shifts. Day shift would definitely benefit. And we're looking at ways to do that without really coming to you asking for a lot of money in order to do it. So I've got some things in the works on that. Training, like I said earlier, we're going to increase training on duty to assist in cutting down on overtime, ATO, and burnout. We have already started that, and we're going to continue doing that, even with firearms and several other trainings that we conduct routinely. Conducting monthly defensive tactics training. Officer wellness. The captain's working on some fitness incentives to help motivate people to utilize the gym that we have here. I did a quick head count the other day, and I actually think that we have about 75% of our officers are already utilizing the gym. So we definitely want to keep that. And, the ultimate goal is to get 100%, but we'll see how we can do that with incentives if people need that. We did just start a sign-in sheet, so that help us track that and make sure we need to do an incentive if need be. So, and We're continuing to utilize this new peer support system, get the word out on what it is, grow it as much as we can. I know Officer Gibbons she's already coming to me asking how she can take that to the other departments in the county. Everybody's doing things. Everybody has to do things for their individual department, but I do see the positives in having other departments. If somebody didn't want to talk to someone here, maybe they would, an officer in Lebanon or Zionsville or what have you. So that's pretty exciting. We are getting ready to, under officer development, about the last one down, deploy Guardian Tracking Program. So we just purchased this program. It was fairly inexpensive, reason why I didn't have to bring it to you all for approval. But what it's going to do is it's going to replace a lot of our use of force reports, disciplinary reports, and currently tracking. If I get an attaboy on an officer through an email, we don't really have a way to track that. Where this program's, I'm going to be able to go in there, put a note in for that officer. It'll go to their supervisor, and then we can always go back and track those year to year, month to month, or what have you. So it's not a negative program. It has a lot more positives. And when I say negative, just, the disciplinary reports, but it does also have, it's going to help us with our goals that our officers do. We don't really have a good way of tracking those either. We can set it up with alerts once they put their goals in for the year. And we do actually do goals as a department for individual officers. But it can alert that supervisor month every 6 months or what have you, and they can review those and put notes in. It's something I can get on and see what everybody's goals are versus it being on a supervisor's computer. So pretty cool program that I think we're going to get a lot of good usage out of.
Good deal.
Most of these are pretty self-explanatory goals. Under the last section, complete department-wide and headquarters inventory. That's something we've had done a while ago, but definitely since we've moved over here, things have gotten misplaced. The captain and I have already begun putting some things together as far as a complete inventory for all equipment. He's reached out to all the officers who are over firearms or over different medical equipment, and he's got a very good spreadsheet going on that. So that's something we need to get done pretty quickly, and it's on its way. So other than that, does anyone have any questions as far as the goals in general, or anything I can explain further?
No, I
would
appreciate,
Thank you, Chief.
I
because-
appreciate that they're very
This is-
measurable and trackable through your reports. So we'll be able to know all during the year how you're coming on your reports and whether you're continuing with them. And I really appreciate that, Scott, Chief.
Thank you.
I second that, Chief. We maybe had some problems in the past with goals, and I think we're definitely moving forward in a great direction in this area. Thank you very much.
Do we need a vote to adopt those, or?
In the past, we have, so that you have the commission's approval of the goals that, as stated, and it doesn't sound like, as Bill mentioned, we've had some more in-depth discussion in some past years about the goals, but if there isn't anything that needs to be added, subtracted, clarified, then having the commission sign off on them, as chief for the department, what your measurables are for the year, and you move forward.
I would happily make a motion to approve this year's goals presented by Chief Rolston.
I'll second. Is there any further discussion, John or Kevin?
No, the only comment I would say is, Chief, 75% participation in the wellness program. I would think that'd be tremendous. It's pretty hard to get 75% of most anything anymore. But congratulations on that program.
Thank you, John.
Okay, so Bill Fletcher,
Aye.
that's a yes. Kevin Foley,
Aye.
John Nixon,
Aye.
Susan Austin, aye. Motion carries 4-0. I'm sure you'll need to pass that on to Jason for inclusion in the next council meeting, I think.
He has it, and I will be presenting on it again next Wednesday. So,
Okay.
item C, review and approve the patrol sergeant vacancy as discussed in the executive session. I brought you 4 names, and I would move that we go ahead and promote applicant or officer 1, I suppose. He's already an officer here.
Well, we will make the motion to approve the applicant 1 for the patrol sergeant vacancy. I make that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Good.
John seconded. All in favor? Bill Fletcher?
Aye.
Aye. Kevin Foley?
Aye.
John Nixon?
Aye.
Okay, that carries 4-0.
Thank you very much. Item D, review and approve the list of new employees.
I would make a motion that we approve the list of new employees for applicants 1, 2, 3, and 4 as presented.
I would second.
Do we have any other discussion? Kevin or, okay. All in favor signify by saying aye. Bill Fletcher,
Aye.
Kevin Foley,
Aye.
John Nixon,
Aye.
Susan Austin, aye. Motion carries 4-0. Next is the resolution, which I printed out. You hush. Sorry, there's some whining going on here. With COVID and us having to be apart, there has been, we need some signatures on some past meeting minutes to validate them and some of the others. So I asked Chief to get with Alex and create a resolution that empowers the board president to sign the approved minutes so that they don't have to run around and try to get everybody's signature or ask you to come in when they've just disinfected the building and perhaps have to sanitize it again. So this would be the Town of Whitestown, Indiana Board of Metropolitan Police Commissioners resolution number 2020-01, a resolution empowering the board president to sign approved minutes. Do we have any discussion?
Susan, I would assume that once we resume meeting normally, because of this pandemic, that it would revert back to the way it currently is.
That would be correct.
Susan, I would make a second with the, as John stated, that it revert back to current standings once we are meeting in person once again.
So you want us to add a section 3?
Sorry, Susan.
I'm making that change right now and I'll send it out to everybody.
Thank you, Alex.
No, you got to send it to my other Alex. My tablet died.
What is it, Susan?
Do the SM Austin at tds.net, please.
Got it. Okay.
Thank you for unplugging it.
Yeah, the helper.
Oh, big time.
Uh-huh.
Other than that, revert section 3, is there any other discussion regarding part of this?
It's time to make a stand. Start a new day with Trilogy. No once daily COPD medicine has the power to treat COPD in as many ways as Trilogy. With 3 medicines in 1 inhaler, Trilogy helps people breathe easier and improves lung function. It also helps prevent future flare-ups. Trilogy won't replace a rescue inhaler for some breathing. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Prescribed. Trilogy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating. It's time to start a new day. Ask your doctor about once daily. Go from this to this. Easy. Introducing Tavala. We deliver real, fresh ingredients. You do a few seconds of prep, then the Tavala Smart Oven steams, bakes, and boils everything. No groceries, no dishes, no hard stuff. So when you hear this, just cooked itself. Tavala. Try it risk-free for 100 days at tavala.com.
It's in cyberspace.
Maybe we could get our Space Force to go find it.
I suppose in lieu of Space Force calling out the troops, what I added was section 2, which now says, once the meetings regularly take place in person, this resolution shall expire and all board members shall sign the approved minutes. So that was the addition.
Perfect.
I just received the email. Thanks, Alex.
John, do you have it?
I'm checking. I've got it. Yeah, we're good.
Thank you, Alex. That was pretty quick typing. So then we have a motion to adopt the amended resolution number 2021-01. Do we have a second?
Second.
John and Bill both seconded. Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye. Bill Fletcher,
Aye.
Kevin Foley,
Aye.
John Nixon,
Aye.
Susan Austin. Motion carries 4-0. Thank you. Save some running around for our chief. And then we go to item F. This is a status change of an existing employee.
I would make a motion that we approve the status change of current employee A as discussed during our special session this evening.
I'll go ahead and second.
Kevin seconds. Is there any other discussion? Seeing none. Bill Fletcher,
Aye.
Kevin Foley,
Aye.
John Nixon,
Aye.
Susan Austin, aye. Motion carries 4-0. Other business. I think this goes back to you, Chief.
Okay, as discussed earlier, Sergeant Allen was reassigned to the Cyber Division effective January 4th. Hence why we had the patrol vacancy sergeant up above. He's learning, he's training a lot and picking up on that quite well. Item B kind of relates to our resolution we just talked about there, needing signatures for past meetings. I'll move on to the year-end report, the addition of item C. And I'm not going to go over this report at all. You've all received a copy. I'm going to put it on the website here in the next couple of days. The big change to note, it's not a big change, but the captain and I worked out a new mission statement for the department, and that's already been put on our website, but it's also there in the year-end report, and a new vision statement. We didn't have a vision statement before, so we added that. And really have to give a big shout out to Lieutenant Campbell. She again put this report together, and her skills on putting these reports together is really helping us out a ton. And I couldn't do something like this, so good for her on that. And the last thing to go over would be the updated policies. The captain put together the cliff notes of those. And I would say if you've got any questions, we can speak on those. But again, I think they're pretty self-explanatory, things that we were already implementing in the past, and it's just getting it all out there for you.
I don't have any questions. I'd just like to publicly thank Captain Yurkish for the work he put into that once again.
Thank you.
Okay. This isn't on the list, but to let you know, the elevator, they should have done any day. They're actually here working right now, and I can hear them outside my door, and I'm sure John really can because they're closer to his. But they should be starting the inspection process, which apparently is a lot bigger deal than I realized for elevators. It's 3 different inspections. So I was hoping it would be done by the end of the week. It's looking like it's going to move into next week at this point. But any day now, elevator should be up and running, fully operational. And I think that's the last thing on the building with some different, there's always something we're getting fixed right now because it's a new building, it seems like. But all in all, it's going well. So other than that, I have nothing else for this evening.
Well, I'd say great finish to 2020 and a great start for 2021. And we appreciate how hard everybody's working under what are very different circumstances. Again, things just continue to change, and we appreciate you guys changing with them as well. So here's to a much better 2021. Go get your vaccines. Please be safe. Please be safe. So is there anything else, commissioners?
Susan just mentioned vaccines. How's the department doing on that portion?
Well, we've offered it up. Everybody now has the opportunity to get said vaccine if they want to. The department's not pushing that by any stretch, and all the officers have the resources in order to go get it. I don't know how many of our officers have gotten it, to be honest with you. We haven't been tracking that at all or anything like that.
And it is not mandatory.
Correct.
It is not.
Not mandatory. So. Well, if there's nothing else, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I would make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
John's made the motion. Do we have a second? Bill Fletcher seconds. All in favor, signify by saying aye and raising your hand. Bill Fletcher, Kevin Foley, John Nixon, Susan Austin. Thank you guys for a great meeting. Good job. Good job, PD.
Thank you.
Thank